Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with another huge end of summer book haul. This is supposed to be part 2 of mainly used books. I did a previous one end of summer book haul and I shared a lot of the new books that I've been receiving, some from publishers, some I bought myself, and some from you guys. And this book haul kind of morphed. It was all of the books that I got from like Thrift Books, Pango, and the Book Exchange. And then you kind friends of mine have been sending me books off of my wish list like crazy, and it makes my heart so happy. I probably should just like compile them all into one reading vlog and just reading the books my friends sent me. So if you have sent me a book, thank you so much. It means more than you will ever know, especially with everything that I have been dealing with. It has been the bright light in my life that I have needed to put one foot in front of the other and push as hard as I have been pushing to get everything to where it is today. So thank you so much. Sorry for the long intro. Let's go ahead and jump into the book haul. I'm gonna start, of course, with all of the books sent to me from you guys. So on the top of the stack, Kaitlin sent me The Man Who Died Twice by 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒔. This is the second book in the Thursday Murder Club series, and I am so excited to read this. Thank you so much, Kaitlin. This is about 4 elderly friends that live in this retirement village that like to solve murder cases. It's amazing. Next up is The Witches of Moonshine Manor by Bianca Marius, and this was sent to me by one of my night owls. Sandra sent this to me, and I am so excited to read this fall. Last year I did a witchy reading vlog, so I've been trying to collect all of the witchy books. So this is perfect. Thank you so much, Sandra. Don't know too much about this one. All I know is it follows older characters again. 5 octogenarian witches gather as an angry mob threatens to demolish Moonshine Manor. They all turn to the witch in charge, Queenie, who confesses they've fallen far behind on their mortgage payments. Still, there's hope since the imminent return of Ruby, one of the sisterhood who has been gone for 33 years, will surely be their salvation. So I am loving older characters and like witches, yes. Next up, my friend Nikki sent me 2 of Queen Berry's books, Lucinda Berry. So she sent me Phantom Limb by Lucinda Berry and Missing Parts by Lucinda Berry. These are both of her like backlist titles that I'm very excited to get to. This says a character-driven mystery that begs to be read in a single setting. Emily and Elizabeth spend their childhood locked in a bedroom and terrorized by a mother who drinks too much and disappears for days. The identical twins are rescued by a family determined to be their saviors. And then next up, Missing Parts. Secrets never stay buried. Growing up abandoned by their father and raised by a single mother, Celeste was determined to create the perfect family, but even perfect families have secrets. I'm so excited to get to these. Like, thank you so much, Nikki. Your friendship means the world to me. And also, Nikki is a night owl. And then next up, one of my viewers that like sometimes, unless you guys comment a lot on my videos, I don't really know who watches my channel, who doesn't watches my channel. But in this case, Stacy sent me A Pumpkin in a Patch by Jennifer Peel. And I'm so excited about this, you guys. It is an indie book, so you may not be able to find this in your bookstores. You will probably have to order it online, but I am so excited. And then I realized I think I have another, yes, I have another Jennifer Peel novel that I received last Christmas from a friend. I forget who sent me this because I lost the note, but I have 2 Jennifer Peel novels to read now, and I'm very, very excited. Thank you so much, Stacy. Oh my goodness. So this one, I really don't know too much. I think the main character is a teacher, and the guy has an eye patch, which like... And then my friend Sarah from Sarah's Shelf sent me Suburban Hell by Maureen Kilmer. This is another one. These 2 I was really talking about a lot over the last couple of weeks, and they really surprised me when they showed up at my doorstep. This one is about some women that all live, let's see. Amy considers herself lucky. After she left the city and moved to the suburbs, she found her place quickly with neighbors Liz, Jess, and Melissa, snarking together from the outskirts of the PTA crowd. One night during their monthly wine get-together, the crew concoct a plan for a clubhouse, the she shed, in Liz's backyard, a space just for them, no spouses or kids allowed. But the night after they christen the she shed, things start to feel off. They didn't expect Liz's little home improvement project to release a demonic force that turns their quiet enclave into something out of a nightmare. And that's before the homeowners association gets wind of it. I think it's gonna be kind of like Grady Hendrix. It's gonna be like funny, satirical, is that the word? I'm being super tongue-tied with this one and I'm really sorry. Thank you so much, Sarah. I'm really excited to get to this and I'm hoping to read it very, very soon. Next up, I want to say thank you so much to Penguin Random House for sending me these. Very excited to have all of these now to read. Some of these aren't even out yet, but they're all coming out very, very soon. So the first one, The Boy in the Bookstore, you will see a theme with this kind of bookstore vibe going on, kind of books in general, like books within books. Because of my podcast. You'll have to follow my podcast, subscribe to my podcast, and listen to my podcast for a future episode that has to deal with like books and books. Anyway, this one is by Sarah Echavarie Smith. I think that's how you say the author's name. But like, just the title alone, The Boy with the Bookstore, sold. When a baker meets the bookshop owner of her dreams and he turns into her nemesis, they'll both have to read between the lines to avoid a career-ending recipe for disaster. Does that not sound like everything you need in your life? All right, next up is The Old Place by Bobby Finger. Not sure if I shared this with you guys or not, but I'm really, really excited about it. So if I already have, we're here to talk about it again. Nothing ever changes in Billington, Texas, or so Mary Alice thought. So it's about this teacher that is forced to retire. It's the first time in like 40 years she's not going to the classroom. And now all of these secrets are coming to light. And I don't really know too much more than that, but this is a debut and I'm really excited about it. And as if it couldn't get any better, they also sent me Rachel Harrison's new novel, Such Sharp Teeth. And this is a werewolf novel. I am so excited. So Rachel Harrison is the author of Cackle, and I haven't read that. And they also wrote The Return, and I haven't read that one either. I've been interested in both, but I didn't hear great things about Cackle. But The Return, I have been interested in. But this one, I'm even more interested in. Rory Morris isn't thrilled to be moving back to her hometown, even if it's only temporary. There are bad memories there. But her twin sister Scarlett is pregnant, estranged from the baby's father, and needs support. So Rory returns to the place she thought she'd put in her rear view. After a night out at a bar where she runs into Ian and almost Flame, she hits a large animal with her car, and when she gets out to investigate, she's attacked. Oh, this sounds so good. I also just purchased a few more books for myself. I actually forgot to share these last time. I have these from Grindhouse. I also had The Fetishists by A.S. Comer, but I got rid of that one because I wasn't interested in it. Made it pretty far into the novel, actually. Really pushed past a lot of things that I wasn't comfortable with. But these are the ones that I haven't officially hauled. So I have The Cycle by John Way Communal, which I got this because of the cover, y'all. I mean, hello, how pretty is that? Love it. And it's short, and it came with a signed book plate. So most of Grindhouse's titles come, if you buy them directly from Grindhouse, you'll get a signed book plate. And they have a whole list of like all of the books that they have. So yeah, very, very cool. And also it has this really cool raven in chapter title. So that's cool. I also picked out Paradise Club by Tim Meyer. Is this one? No, I did get his signed book plate. This is more of like a summary horror novel, but I'm still really excited about it. So you might see this pop up next summer. Welcome to Paradise, sandy beaches, crystalline waters, an all-inclusive resort with virtually everything you can think of. And then the hotel guests are pitted against a gang of bloodthirsty maniacs. I don't even think I told you what this one was about. Beth is ready to move out and be on her own when she suddenly inherits a house from her Aunt Agnes, who she's only met once. Her mother is vague about the relationship the sisters had, but decides to let Beth move into the house alone. It starts with bad dreams and mild auditory hallucinations. Then the hallucinations become more than auditory. That's all I want to read about that one. We know a little bit about that one. I picked up 2 books, Waif and True Crime by Samantha Kolinis. I don't know how to say her name, and I probably already butchered it, but True Crime, I believe, came out first. Waif is her newest release. True Crime, Susie and her brother Lim live with their abusive mother in a town where the stars don't shine at night. Once the abuse becomes too much to handle, the 2 siblings embark on a sordid cross-country murder spree, beginning with their mom. And then we have this one. Angela has everything she thought she ever wanted: a successful husband, a lavish house, and a bottomless fortune. But the sight of a strange man in a grocery store one night reawakens her dormant sexuality, and soon Angela embarks on a dangerous descent into the world of underground pornography and back alley plastic surgery. So, not sure, but we shall see. And then, I got this one, Carnage, Kill Hill Carnage by Tim Meyer. I also have some other things in here. I did get a couple of bookmarks that they sent me, and then they sent me this sticker and this sticker, and I got, of course, that. Very excited about this one from Tim Meyer, which is the same author, so same author, but I think this just reminds me of Stranger Things. The cover does. These woods are dark and full of monsters. In 1991, hell was unleashed upon St. Christopher's summer camp for kids. The killers left behind piles of bones and rivers of blood. And yes, these are both probably going to be saved until next summer, but I have them. The Lost Girls of Willowbrook by Ellen Marie Wiseman, and I heard about this book from my friend Layna from Layna's Bookshelves. I will link her channel down below. It is historical fiction, but it's like the 1970s, and the place talked about in here is actually like a real place. And this powerful novel of survival and resilience, New York Times bestselling author Ellen Marie Wiseman takes readers on a gripping emotional journey as one brave young woman's search for the truth about her sister leads her to an infamous institution called Willowbrook. So basically, she either hasn't heard from her sister or her sister goes missing, and the sister goes there, and then they think that she is her sister, and she gets put into the institution. So I'm very interested in this one. And then my friend Keisha was raving about this book when she first started it, like loved the writing of it. And as of this filming, I'm not sure if she's actually finished it or not, so we shall see. But the book I'm talking about is A Cosmology of Monsters by Sean Hamill. I have wanted to pick up and read this book forever. I always see it in the bookstore. It has like one of the most striking covers I've ever seen because of the pops of like this neon blue and neon orange, and I mean like a human hand and a monster hand. Like that just sounds so intriguing. But anyway, yeah, I picked this up because of Keisha, and I hope I love it. I haven't been seeing great reviews as of late, but I have learned my lesson about forming my own judgment, so I'll be doing that with this one. And now all of the other books I'm going to show you are used books. So I picked up a couple from thrift books. I got Trick or Treat by Richie Tinkersley-Cusack and The Fog by Caroline B. Cooney. So hoping to read these this spooky season, but happy to have them on my shelf regardless of when I get to them. The next set of books all came from Pango Books. So I have The Simple Plan by Scott Smith, which I had purchased this and it was on its way to me, and my friend Caroline Johnson was talking about this book and raving about this book, so I'm really excited that I got it. I also picked up The Damage by Kaitlin. I don't know how to say the last name, but I'm really excited about this. It was a book of the month copy that I got on Pango, and it came with this adorable little note. So that was super nice. I also picked up Monkey Wrench by P.J. Tracy. This is a serial killer story. That's all I really know. That's why I purchased it. And then I also picked up Girl in Snow from the author that wrote Notes on an Execution, which I have read, but at the time I was going to do an author taste test and read this one and that one. I did read some of this one. I don't really remember how far I got, but it wasn't holding my attention that much, but I am going to give it a second chance now that I have read and enjoyed Notes on an Execution. And then this other stack right here is from the Book Exchange, which I have talked about the Book Exchange so much. Hopefully you guys know what it is. If you don't, it's a bookstore that you can use store credit to purchase books, so you're not actually spending cash. If I was done reading these and I wanted to turn them over to the Book Exchange, they would give me store credit and then I could buy new books with that. So that's what all of these other books are. These books I all purchased for specific episodes for my podcast, so I consider this like a work call. So a couple books about books, or about food, because I'm doing an episode about books with food, like novels for foodies, if you will. So I have Meet Me at the Cupcake Cafe by Jenny Colgan. And then I got Recipe for Persuasion by Sonali Dev. And those are the two about food. But then I've got some books about books. Remember I was saying earlier in the video? So I have The Last Chance Library by Freya Sampson. And then I got The Book Woman of Troublesome Creek by Kim Michelle Richardson. And then I also got By the Book by Jasmine Guillory, which you guys know I love her books, so I'm really excited to have this one. But yeah, so I got those for work. If you consider my podcast work, I definitely do. And then I just got a whole bunch of other books that will obviously probably pop up on my podcast at some point. Oh, here's another one about food that I forgot. The Chicken Sisters. They have Chicken Mimmies and Chicken Frannies have spent a century vying to serve up the best fried chicken in the state. So yeah, that was another one that was supposed to be in that stack. Now I'm just going to kind of go through the rest and then hopefully we can finish this video up before it gets too long, but I did get a lot of books. Okay, True Biz by Sarah Novak. Wasn't really planning on reading this. I wanted to hear reviews, but I've been hearing good reviews, so I picked it up at the Book Exchange. Mindhunter by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker. Love the show. Want to read the book. Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman. This is the only book I have in the series, but I figured if I see them, I should grab them, so I did. But another witchy book. Gerald's Game by Stephen King. Got this in really good condition, so I was excited about that. Another one that absolutely drew me in with the cover, Queen Bee by Dorothea Benton Frank. I also have another book by her, Same Beach, Next Year on my TBR. I wasn't able to get to it this summer, but I'm hoping next summer. Look at those end papers. But yeah, it's a summary book, so we'll talk about it if and when I actually get to it. Okay, so I'm thinking about doing a vlog where I give books that I DNF'd like a second chance. So I picked up My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I know the subject matter. This is one of the books that I started. I read about 50 to 100 pages, decided to DNF it, and I'm thinking about giving it a second chance. I also picked up The Guilt Trip by Sandy Jones. I read 2 books by her earlier this year. I have 1 book of hers on my TBR, and now I have this one. And I also picked up The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth. I heard about this from my friend Keisha. She read it and really enjoyed it. She said don't go into it expecting a thriller because then I would probably be let down, but I'm excited about it nonetheless. I think this will be my first Sally Hepworth novel. Then a couple of paperbacks that I picked up. Hillbilly Elegy. This is a nonfiction memoir about this family. The Vance family story began with hope in post-war America. JD's grandparents were dirt poor and in love and moved north from Kentucky's Appalachia region to Ohio in the hopes of escaping the dreadful poverty around them. They raised a middle-class family, and eventually one of their grandchildren would graduate from Yale Law School, a conventional marker of success in achieving generational upward mobility. But as the family saga of hillbilly elegy plays out, we learn that JD's grandparents, aunt, uncle, sister, and most of all his mother struggled profoundly with the demands of their new middle-life class, never fully escaping the legacy of abuse, alcoholism, poverty, and trauma so characteristic of their part of America. So this is actually on Netflix, as like they made it into a movie. So I'm really interested to hopefully read this before I watch, although who knows. 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔 by 𝒑𝒐𝒏𝒃. This is one that I have been interested in for a while. I've read one 𒑒𝒏𝒃 novel before. I've DNF'd one, and this is the one that has been the most interesting to me. It's about a man that purposely chokes on food so people in the restaurant like have to save him. Yeah, he's a medical school dropout. Needing to pay elder care for his mother, he's devised an ingenious scam. He pretends to choke on pieces of food while dining in an upscale restaurant. He allows himself to be saved by fellow patrons who, feeling responsible for Victor's life, go on to send checks to support him. Like, that just sounds so bizarre. And the last one is Any Man by Amber Tamblyn. This I heard about from Ashley and Elizabeth, and I saw it at the book exchange, and I was like, it's a sign. Pick it up, read it, enjoy it. I've heard it gets very, very dark. And this electric and provocative debut novel blends genres of poetry and prose with elements of suspense to give shape to the shocking narratives of victims and sexual violence, and maps the destructive ways in which society perpetuates rape culture. So it's going to be a very heavy topic, you know, possibly triggering to some readers. So do your own research if you're interested in this one. But that concludes my summer book haul. I know it's a lot, but I got a lot of books. I have great friends. Publishers have been reaching out to me through my podcast recently, and that's been a blessing. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye guys.